If there is one type of glam that I feel like we've been missing, it's this one. It's this video. Way overdue. Like to the point where it's not even funny anymore. I'm talking that glam. The sexy, the sultry, the smoky. This is the type of glam that I want on my face 24/7, right? This shit is exactly, bury me in this. When you go out, right, I feel like you want a certain type of glam. Not only do you want like this sort of, I don't know, how do we describe it, ladies? Super glam, kind of like fierce type of makeup, right? But you want it to be long wearing too. I've combined the two and outbirthed this video. You're welcome. For real though, guys, this is one of my favorite glams that I've done in a while because I feel like it just is everything I'm about. Dead smoky eyes, more of that feline type shape, but we've got the shimmer to kind of add that feminine girly aspect. Nude glossy lips, beautiful skin, like you guys know the drill. Like this is the ultimate just glam night out type of look. If you want to know how we did this and you want to kind of get this look too, then just keep watching. First step to this makeup routine that we are going to be doing is eyes. Gives us space in case we need to do any cleaning up, any adjusting, just making everything look really sharp. First step, what is it we're doing? You guessed it. We're going to prime. I'm going to be taking my trusty Plouise base. This is in Rumour 2. This is a juicy one. Okay, this is pretty big. They do smaller ones like this. My only tip with this though is just make sure you give this a good shake because sometimes the formula in some of them can tend to separate, especially if they have been sitting around. So just give it a shake. You only need a small amount of this stuff. Then we're going to take a dense, fluffy, flat blending brush and we're just going to pat this all over our eye. The reason why I love this base so much is because it provides a really blank canvas for us to put our shadows on top of. Not only that, but I feel like it helps your shadow to grip, meaning that you get better pigment, blends beautifully together. It's just one of those bases that nails every look, and I just feel like it just makes everything pop. We know, okay, I feel like it's no secret that BPerfect have my favorite eyeshadows. So sick. Honestly, the formula, the color stories of the palettes, everything about these eyeshadow palettes, I'm talking quality to price, unreal. Just unreal, phenomenal, spectacular, immaculate. This is the one that we're going to be digging into today, okay? This is the BPerfect Dream Big and Manifest palette. In this, I think the browns are going to be perfect because they're not too warm tones. They're not super cool either. They're pretty neutral, which I think is going to be perfect. On a big fluffy brush to give us like a wash of color to begin with, I'm going to take the color Triple. Press that on the outer corner and kind of place the pigment first. Then we can start to do circular motions and buff out all of those edges. I'm also going to bring it back like this, kind of in a wing shape. By placing down the pigment and then blending out, we are identifying the shape and then we can kind of buff out the edges to get that smooth finish. Building that up a little bit, nothing crazy. Like I said, this is just sort of the wash of color. Majority of the color is being focused on the outer corner too. Any excess I sort of bring into the center here. Want it to be deeper out here though, you know, to kind of give that effect. Time to make this shit sexy, okay? We're going to deepen this up. This color, we want it to have a bit more focus, right? So you want to take a brush that has the fluff to be able to blend, but the denseness to be able to pack. Does that make sense? This is our next shade, Wing It, in this corner. We're going to pack that on right onto this outer corner. Just pack for now. Hitting the center of the eye and going outwards. That's the kind of shape that we want that sticks with the sort of wing effect. Then with really short circular motions, you can start to buff that out. Grabbing a little more. I might even take a little bit of the black as well, just to get that nice and deep. Bring it a little bit into the crease, why not? For the shits and gigs, we may as well. I'm going to go back in with that existing, what the fuck am I saying? First brush we used, just to buff out those edges. Now, even though the shimmers in this palette are actually incredible, look, if I just swatch a couple for you, so you can kind of see. That's crazy. Look at those. Look at those. Personally, I think I want to dive in with more of like a loose pigment or, I don't know, just something a bit more like shimmery to go onto the lid. The pigment I'm going to use is the Jordana Ticia Base and Sparkle. Now, these are fab because it actually comes with a base on top. If that's something you want to use, you know, give your pigment something to stick to. And then underneath, we actually have the loose pigment. Honestly, I can't stress to you guys how beautiful these pigments are. I mean, you'll see them on, so I don't even have to talk for them, but they are just delish. Personally, I'm just going to use the loose pigments. So I'm just going to tap some onto here. Oh, I forgot to mention, I'm using the color Foxy. An old little makeup trick, setting spray on your brush to make the pigment pop. Press it onto the lid and you can literally see how beautiful this pigment is. Creating a bit of like a half semicircle shape. I'm only going to take it halfway onto the lid as well because I want to leave this space blank because I'm going to do some smoking out. Pack it on here though. We want it to be intense. I also like make sure I look forward and I take it above my crease. That way when I do have my eyes open, you can still see the pigment. Buffing out the edges of this pigment now with a clean brush. I don't really want it to have a shape. I just want it to be like there. You know, you can see that, right? I hope my camera's picking up because that's fucking beautiful. Listen, I don't know about you and what you're thinking, but I think this needs to be smokier, sexier. We need to level this up. And this is what's going to help us do that. This is the Shiseido Micro Liner Ink Crayon. Reason why I like this one in particular is because it's so black in comparison to some other like crayon type liners that I own. Got a really, really fine precision tip, and it's like one of those roll up ones, meaning that we can keep the shape and then kind of use eyeshadows and stuff like that to blend out where we need to. It just keeps it a bit more precise. I love this pencil. Best way to describe this is as a half type of wing shape. Can you see how black the eyeliner is? Starting halfway on the lid and then kind of bringing it out and thicken it up as we go to this outer corner. Doesn't have to be too precise because I am going to buff some black eyeshadow over the top, but it gives us base. Small little brush. I'm going to pack the shadow on top of it first and then slowly start to buff out the edges. Now I'm just using a fluffy blending brush just to blend out any of the edges. But you can see we still have the shape, but it just looks a bit more smoky. Now taking a Q-tip with some makeup remover, we're going to clean up this edge because I know it looks a little crazy. And there we go. Isn't that crazy how much difference that makes? Just cleaning it up, it literally pulls the look together. Before we finish off with lashes and stuff, I'm going to take this same kohl pencil, take my brush and gently press on my lid to kind of just expose my waterline and fill it in. This is literally the key for a smoky eye, don't forget this. Don't forget to press into the inner corner too, just like that. Mascara before lashes for me, I'm going to be taking the Maybelline the Falsies Lash Lift Mascara. This for a drugstore mascara. Really good. Just do a nice generous coat all over my lashes. Once that's done, we can now move on to lashes. Now, I don't know about you, okay? I just feel like this look, the vibe I'm getting is that we need something quite like voluminous. And these I think are going to do that. This is one of my favorite brands of eyelashes ever, Unicorn Cosmetics. And these are in the style Apple Sours. Look at these. These are amazing. You cannot tell me that these aren't amazing. The lash glue that I'm going to use today is actually a pen lash glue. To be honest, I think this is probably one of the only pen lash glues I actually like. Duo lash glue is always going to be a staple. If you don't want your lashes to go anywhere, Duo, I promise. But to switch things up today, I'm going to be taking this one, and I like this one because it's actually black as well. This is the Sourz Divine Duo Magic Eyeliner. So Suzanne Jackson. Super easy to use. All that you do is you draw it on like you would any normal type of eyeliner. I like to pop on a little bit extra in my outer corner and inner corner just to make sure that everything sticks. Grab your lash and stick it on like you would at any other occasion. And guys, look. Look, she is stuck on and not going anywhere anytime soon. Now, of course, we're not entirely done. We've still got the whole sort of bottom section of the eye to do. I want to pencil it, smudge it out, make it super sexy. But for now, I'm going to do this eye off camera, come back, do the base. Obviously, I want to be able to get concealer right up in here and cover these bits. That's when we can finish off the eyes then. So I will see you in a sec. Let's finish off this makeup look, guys. Let's start on the skin. So, of course, we're going to start with primer. Just so you know, already I have prepped my skin in terms of skincare, which please do it. Please do it. I don't give a fuck what type of skin you have. Please do it. At the end of the day, your makeup will sit on top of this. This is what we're working with. Look after it. I'm talking cleanse, moisturize, skincare. Like, give your skin that care before going in with makeup. That way, you'll get the best out of your makeup products. This is what we're going to use to prime today. This is the e.l.f. Mint Melt Cooling Face Primer. When I tell you, okay, that this is literally a dupe for that Milk Makeup one. You know the one that grips? The sort of tacky gel formula? Yeah. Fraction of the price. I don't want to take this into the middle of my skin because I'm going to use something else for that. I feel like this is the type of primer though that you want to use. One of those gripping tacky primers if you want your makeup to last, because obviously it gives your foundation something to stick to. The only real difference I see between this e.l.f. and the Milk Makeup one is this one has a little bit of a like a minty fragrance. Save your coins. Okay, this step's a little bit extra, but if I want my makeup to last, I'm talking Longwear, Sweatproof. You want to be able to dance your ass off without worrying about your makeup falling off your face. This is what we're going to do. This part, to be honest, is depending on what your skin type is. Now, for me, I'm oily, so I'm going to use something more matte. If you're dry, go in with something really hydrating. If you suffer with large pores here, go in with a pore blurring primer. You get the gist. This is by Biege. This is their matte stick. Primer and stick form. All I'm going to do is rub this in the places that I get oily. So chin, down the sides here. I mean, you can probably see, like, look at the center of my face now. It's mattified. Like, if we look in the center of my forehead here, I'll pop this on. See that? Helps to get rid of any shine, and that's why I keep it more towards the center of my face, because that's where I get this. Apparently, I think you can use this over the top of your makeup as well, which kind of would freak me out. Using this as a primer though, I really love it. I also think it smooths too. Do you know what I like about it too? It's not super slippy. Like, you can feel that it's there, like it's created some sort of like layer. It doesn't have that weird silicone-y slip to it. I do like to press it in though with my finger afterwards, just to make sure that it's in my skin as opposed to like on top. I know that sounds gross, but just like that we are primed. So, foundation. I'm gonna hit some of my favorites at you. The type of foundation we're going going for today is of course your like budge proof, sweat proof, not moving proof, all of the above type of foundation. For that, these are some of my favorites, and depending on obviously like budget, how much you want to spend, what you're after, these are kind of my go-tos. All kind of similar vibes. They have slight differences to them. Either way, if I'm going out, this is kind of what I'm going to go for. First one being the Maybelline Superstay 30 Hour Foundation. Fab, full coverage, not super matte, but it will last. It will last. An oldie but a goodie. I think this is going to be the one that I'm going to use today. The Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. Ugh. I don't know what kind of crack cocaine they put in this shit, but if you like full coverage, long lasting, but also it's kind of strange. Like, it's not thick. It's quite liquidy. Feels quite lightweight on the skin. I don't know. It's magic. Lastly, another firm favorite. This one is more of the less matte, more, it's got a bit more radiance to it. It's a bit lighter on the skin. Not in terms of coverage. I mean like just the way it feels and the way that it blends and stuff. But the Nars Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation, I love it. Out of all of them, this one has its own like feel to it. Like, it's a bit less crazy, heavy, intense. Fab coverage, still just as beautiful. Another great one. Can I just say as well, this mix, I need a moment of silence. Double wear to give like the coverage and then just oomph to the foundation, and this one to give the finish. I have double wear in 3W2 Cashew, and this one's in Barcelona. I could tweak my shades, I'm going to be honest, but this is just what I have in my collection. One thing to know about me, I love mixing my foundations and making like a foundation cocktail. Customize your shit, man. Make it suit you and what you like. So that's what I'm going to do today. I know that they are more expensive, a little pretty penny. Personally, on a foundation, I think it's worth it, because this is your base. This is like the main canvas that we're working with. First up, Estee Lauder Double Wear. Let's put this on the skin. Then I am going to mix in a little bit of my Nars foundation as well. Fab. Now to blend it in. Oh, look how good that is on the skin. Full coverage, but it just looks, it looks filtered. Like, it looks like butter. This foundation combo just sits beautifully on the skin. Such a lovely combo for foundations, especially the double wear that is so full coverage. Finish is amazing. It doesn't have that heavy feel to it. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, we're wearing makeup, right? But it doesn't look, oh my god, it just looks so good. Listen, on their own they're great, but mixed, well, you're talking dirty to me. There we go. I'm telling you, people, your foundation doesn't have to be matte. It doesn't have to be one of those drying clay type of formulas to be long wear. Like, that doesn't have to be a thing, you know? Onto concealer. We already know that Too Faced Born This Way is elite, top tier. I am guilty of using it all the time though. Okay, hold my hands up. So let's use something different. This is the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop concealer. This is a pretty heavy duty concealer, especially for drugstore. This is in True Beige. A little bit in this inner corner area. And then we will highlight over here. Pretty full coverage, this stuff, honestly. It is definitely a concealer that is a little bit more on the matte side. For me, this works though, because obviously when you think about it, your concealer's in the center of your face. You put it everywhere that you would get oily. I highlight with my concealer, so I even put it on like my chin, down my nose, forehead. Do you know what I mean? So like, be strategic with your concealer. Powders and stuff obviously help to set everything and make stuff last longer, but think about like everything, you know, how you're layering your products up, what you're using. Doing things differently today. Normally it's Beauty Blender, but I'm actually going to go in with a concealer brush and just tap that in. Really been loving this method and the way that it sits on the skin. Tapping it in with a brush instead of using a beauty blender. And I don't know why, I just really, really like the finish. That is like lifted. If you've never tried blending in your concealer with a brush, try it, give it a go. I know a beauty blender, you would think, you know, it picks up excess products, so it kind of stops your foundation from looking heavier, or don't get me wrong, I'm not giving up my beauty blender at all, but look at the way the brush, look at the finish and the way that it makes the skin look. This is my skin so far, you guys. So much. This is such a great combo. I mean, the only thing we're missing now is color, but this is such a go-to for me. Speaking of color, let's go in with some cream contour. Yes, I'm using this and I have no shame. Okay, the Primark foundation and contour stick in Chai. Yes, I use this all the time, but yes, it's amazing. You know, why fix something that isn't broke? I've placed this strategically, obviously, in the places that I want to shape. I like to make my chin shorter. I obviously like to sink in my cheekbones a little bit and try to make my forehead a little bit smaller. Flat top brush. Just start to bounce that in. You see, the great thing about cream contour is not only will it help to add color and a bit of shape to your skin, but when you actually think about it, we've honestly just added a bit of an extra layer to our skin. That way, when we put powder products on top, there's this underneath, which I feel like helps with the longevity of your makeup as well. Watch how easy this shit blends out, you guys. This is what, £2.50? I think this product is. Yeah, speaks for itself, darling. That is why I have about 12 in my drawer. I'm pretty generous as well with this cream contour. I don't know about you, but when I'm going out, I want to look super just like bronzed and glowy, and I don't know, you're a bit more heavy-handed. You're not afraid to like get that makeup on your face, you know? I like this product on my nose too, to contour, run it down the sides, and then some on the tip. But like a bit of cream contour on the nose too helps to even out the color on your face. It adds a little something to the center, evens everything out, and I feel like it makes everything look a bit more flattering. Don't be afraid to use your fingers as well, guys, to do a little bit of blending. These are your God-given tools. Use them. When that's blended and I'm happy, I move on to cream blush. I use like cream versions of everything, okay? Blush is one of those products that helps to just bring that life back to your skin almost. It's almost like a natural flush of color that your skin could produce. I have been obsessed with this one from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is their stick blush in the color Peachy Keen. Now, the reason why I love this one so much in particular is because it's actually quite matte. Some cream brushes that I have in my collection have that more sort of like glowy, glossy dew to them. They're beautiful, okay? They look lush on the skin, but because I want my makeup to last, I want to kind of add that glow back at the end as opposed to with all these cream products underneath. I know I'm pretty glowy right now, which is kind of contradicting. Just trust the process, okay? These blend like a dream that I can literally apply them straight to the skin. So right up here, a little bit on the tip of my nose too, pat on top to blend that in. I don't do too much swiping at this point because obviously we don't want to disturb any product underneath and cause any, you know, patchiness. Add a little more. I like to really focus this product right on my upper cheekbone area here, kind of like underneath my eyes. I find this to be the most flattering on me as I feel like it lifts everything up, but you do you. Any excess on the brush, I'll just pop everywhere else. See that color? It's beautiful. This color as well, the Peachy Keen Anastasia Stick Blush. Lovely. One of the most biggest tips in terms of having your makeup last is of course setting it in place. Even if you have dry skin, okay, and you want to just set, you know, the center portions of your face just to stop any sort of like blurring or smudging, do that. But I'm going to of course set the entire face. So this is the Jordana Ticia Cosmetics pressed and loose kind of like powder combo. So on the top, we've got the pressed powder, and then underneath this is where you have the loose. This is in Blondie, by the way, which has that more sort of like yellowy type of tinge to it. Right now I actually don't have much creasing underneath my eyes, which is a good thing because I feel like the brush dispersed the product underneath the creases. Concealer hasn't gotten them, so I don't need to get rid of anything, but if you need to, just give it a little tap. Loose powder on a wet sponge. Needs to be wet. This is the secret, okay, to setting your face without it looking like powdery. This wet sponge. This is the Kash Beauty one, by the way. You need it. Load up, press, and tap into the skin. Now, I don't really like bake as such because I like to really just press the product in. The only place I do is right down the sides of my nose here to help with my contour, and just underneath here, and then everywhere else I just press. The reason why I use a wet sponge, particularly in the center of my face, is because I feel like the wetness from the sponge helps to melt the powder into the skin. The powder doesn't end up sitting on your skin, it more kind of like melts into your makeup, like into your foundation. Looks way smoother, way lighter. I mean, you can see, you know, we've set it and it's more mattified, but it doesn't look dry. Straight up, it's the best. The best. If you do anything from this tutorial, do this. Then see, this is why I love this Jordana Ticia powders, because now I take the pressed on a big fluffy brush and I just lightly set the outer parts. Really gently, nothing crazy, and I can dust off the sort of like the bake bits. Now, this is the moment that I like to go in with some setting spray before I go in with any other like powder type products. Has to be this. It is the best setting spray. Urban Decay Nighter. The reason why I do this, number one, it's like an extra layer of setting spray. Should help your makeup to last longer. But number two, it almost will like melt these already existing powder products into the skin even more because obviously it's like wet. Don't be shy. I want to see your face wet. Bronzer now. I have been obsessed with two products at the moment, either the Milani baked bronzer or this one, which is the Huda Beauty Glowish this is in 04 Deep Tan. The reason why I like this is because it's got that more warmer tone to it. I don't do anything too grey, otherwise I feel like it makes me look kind of muddy. It's strange, but the reason why I like these is because they have more of like that glowy satiny type finish to it. I'm not talking like glitter or gonna make your skin look like it's highlighted, but it would just add that sort of glow from within feel, which is nice to have from a bronzer sometimes, you know. So I know it looks kind of crazy, right? Like it looks almost pink, but then as soon as you swatch it, you can see it's more warm. Do you know what I mean? Like it kind of all the colors kind of mix together. She's pigmented, so you only need a little bit. Just layering this up on top of what's already there. Pretty much just hitting all the areas that we did. Oh, Oh, went a little crazy there. All the areas we hit previously, that's where we're going with this. Any excess on the nose. Just like that overall warmth. Beautiful. Done. Not quite. We still got some more steps. I want to add a little bit more blush. I mean, you can still actually see it peeping through, but I just want to enhance it even more. I'm just going to go back in with the stick. Not too much because I don't want to add too much cream on top of powder anyway. I mean, these are fab because they don't separate your makeup. A cream product, though, will naturally have like a bit of a glow to it, obviously, because it's a cream. Okay, cool. Guys, I forgot how good this highlighter is, right? Was rummaging in my collection the other day and I found this and I was like, oh my God. You know when you fall in love with something all over again? That is how I feel about this highlighter, right? This is MAC Whisper of Guilt. Who remembers this? This is like old school YouTube days. The most beautiful like champagne type of gold. Like you see that? Oof. A little goes a long way for sure, but it's no glitter, no nothing, just pure glow. I'm just gonna put it down my nose here as well. Add some to my brow bone, my nose. Just kind of give this overall type of glow. Back in with my powder, just a little bit on the brush and just tap over everything that we've done. I feel like this helps to just marry everything together. Nothing sits separately. It kind of just makes everything blur together. Let's go in and finish up these eyes really quick. So back in with my kohl liner. I'm just going to use a brush just so I don't like pull down on my makeup. This is going to go in the waterline like so. Look at that difference. Like it's like smoldering and sexy and this one's like nearly there. Oh, I love a darker waterline, you know. BPerfect palette. We're going to take the black and maybe a little bit of the brown too, but I want to keep this super close to that lash line. I don't want to buff and go crazy. Almost just like press it in to that black waterline and keeping it quite thin. So you see the difference? This one's just got that little bit of smoke, but you're not bringing it too far down where it looks too crazy. But this would just help to give it that blend that it needs to kind of finish it off. On to the final steps now, which is lips. So this is going to be a Kash Beauty lip combo. Usually I love a lip liner and then going kind of straight in with a gloss, you know, like blur the edges then gloss. But if I want my lips to last, I feel like I need a lipstick in the middle to kind of create an extra like barrier. That way there's always some sort of color on my lips even when it starts rubbing off. So Kash Beauty Rust Nude lip liner to begin. I honestly feel like at this point I could do this with my eyes closed, like just overline. No, don't do that, Jordan. Don't. I'll take it back. Fill in the edges a little bit with the lip liner before we go in with the lipstick. Lipstick is the Kash Beauty lipstick in Veil, which is a beautiful, oh, this nude is perfect. Especially as we got more going on with the eyes, I feel like this will just complement it perfectly, so. You know what? These are lovely too because they're matte, but they're comfortable. They still have movement to them. They feel really buttery and smooth. Not the type of matte that would like dry out your lips and make them feel really gross after a while. Like they keep like this. I think I do want a gloss to finish off though. I'm gonna go in with Fenty Beauty Diamond Milk. Oh, this stuff is so good. Look at that glow on the lips. You're joking. I love the Diamond Milk one as well because it's almost like, not clear, but more like a crystal type of clear shimmery white. So it just makes the perfect lip topper. Then to finish this off, I am gonna go in with my Misguided Brow Marker in Dark just to add my little faux freckles that you guys know I like to do. Very last step, setting spray. The glam is complete, and quite honestly guys, I think this is one of my favorite makeup looks I've done in a while. A look that makes you feel confident but comfortable, and it's easy to do. If you recreate this, let me know, like tag me on whatever platform it is. I want to see this look on you because I feel like it's gonna look amazing. Everything that I use in this video will be listed below, including shades and stuff as well. Have fun getting glam, you guys, and I'll see you all very soon.